Hello, I'm Renaissance artist Albrecht Dürer. I look like Jesus. I'm here to tell you why you should buy one of these. It's an e-book reading device. Right now, all over the world, people are switching to electronic books, like this girl, and this girl, and this guy, and this guy, and these girls, and her. Popcorn. Ooh. My holy book is digital. Zappity zap, old books disappearing. Meet Andy. Smile, Andy. Andy's life is about to change. While performing mind-alteringly repetitive house chores, Andy has an idea. Andy writes feverishly, day and night, for months. Unable to fathom his distraction, his girlfriend leaves him, and his friendships suffer. Andy's sleep is fitful and tormented. He is plagued by strange nightmares of unsolvable conundrums and inescapable prisons. Andy is now suffering from what doctors call thinking too much. Andy perseveres tirelessly, sculpting a world from the edifice of language. His masterpiece is finally complete. Andy has earned his elbow patches. He is now an author. Eagerly, Andy readies himself to deliver his manuscript to the world. With a spring in his step, he carries 12 copies of the novel, addressed to 12 different literary agents. Some of them read the first few pages. Some of them throw the manuscript away. Others simply lose it in their pile of unsolicited manuscripts. One prospective agent adds Andy's book to her reading list. Meanwhile, Andy waits patiently, hoping for some kind of feedback on his novel. As a literary agent, Susan leads a hectic lifestyle. Like many people, she's not always mindful of exactly where the money she makes originally comes from, or where the money she spends eventually goes. The time passes slowly for Andy. Minutes seem to last hours. All his hopes and dreams are riding around the park on the back of a bicycle. Andy's cryptic nightmares return. Finally, 3 months later, Andy's phone rings. To Andy's great joy, Susan explains that she is willing to take him on as a client and thinks she knows the publisher that his manuscript is perfect for. Susan arranges for the manuscript to be delivered to an acquiring editor. Like Susan, Helen barely finds time to keep on top of all the reading that has to be done, while maintaining a healthy work-life balance. And so, the months of anticipation begin again. In his latest nightmare, Andy is trapped in the tea party scene from a popular animated series.
Would you like some more tea, Mr. Paperbacks? No, I don't want any more tea. Okay, would you like some tea, Mr. Paperbacks?
No, I don't want any tea.
Oh, okay, Mr. Paperbacks.
When the publisher does call, it's to ask Andy in for a meeting, where Helen explains that while she likes the novel, Andy is going to have to do a rewrite. Third world dictator Abdul Ramez, who features heavily in the manuscript, was recently imprisoned in a violent coup d'etat and is likely to be hanged before the novel can be released. Andy spends another 3 months rewriting the entire novel. A deal is struck. The novel goes to press, is shipped and distributed. Another 6 months after receiving his publishing contract, Andy's novel is finally available on bookshelves. The entire process of old-fashioned book publishing takes on average 2 to 3 years from the completion of the manuscript, which brings us to the first reason to buy electronic books: time. The traditional book publishing model is time-consuming and resource-intensive. It is slow for 2 reasons. First, the acquisition process is tedious because it is risk-averse due to the capital investment required in old-fashioned books. In normal words, publishers are trying to guess what will sell so that they get their money back. Second, the logistics of manufacturing and shipping a physical product add further delays. Electronic book publishing does away with all of this, accelerating the process to a matter of weeks. One of the benefits of this accelerated process is that authors can take current headlines and publish books that are more topical to a global conversation. It also means that by allowing the market to decide what it reads, while we may get more bad books, we'll also get more great books. The second reason to read electronic books is much simpler: convenience. Not only can you take an entire library with you wherever you travel, you can also browse and purchase new titles at any time. Which brings us to our third reason: progress. Over the past 4 years, the adoption rate of electronic books as a percentage of total unit sales has been more rapid than the uptake of MP3s at the same point in their adoption cycle. The superseding of 560-year-old paper-based book technology is just like the replacement of all these other technologies, many of which still hold a romantic attachment, but which are now obviously impractical. Vishnu. It is bad to burn books. Also, in the future, when the Earth is ruled by alien overlords, our cruel masters will seek out those people still clinging to redundant technology and unleash remorseless Looney Tunes-style punishment. That's all for this episode. In episode 2, we'll see what happens to Andy when his old-fashioned, mass-market paperback becomes a bestseller. We'll also look at 3 more reasons to buy electronic books, including the economics of market efficiency, how electronic books will eventually improve the quality of books available for you to read, and how reading your books digitally is better for the environment. Bye for now.